on the BBC iPlayer, on the BBC News Instagram and TikTok, and you can look at the live page on the website.
That's fantastic. So any kind of question, whatever you're concerned about, just write it down, get it in, and then watch it live on iPlayer from 7:30. You'll cover as much as you can.
Exactly that. We'll do our very best, and we've also got another Q&A session tomorrow on results day itself at 11:30 on the live page that will be on the BBC News website. So any that we don't get around to this evening, or we need to do some more working out, or whatever it is, we will do our very best to get to it this evening or in tomorrow's Q&A.
And a little tip then on parents who have very nervous children in their houses tonight. What would you say to them?
I would say it is obviously a time that can cause tension in the house. It's best to be as supportive as you can and to really channel listening, but also there are some practical things you can do to help out. So if your child is worried that they might not get the results that they need to take the next step, whether that is going on to university or they want to go down a specific apprenticeship, for example, something like that, you can encourage them to do as much research as possible. And you can do the research as well, because if it ends up that you are sat with your child on results day tomorrow looking at the UCAS clearing website, that's the page where universities advertise their vacant courses, then you may very well want to be up to speed with what needs to happen and when, because it's a big day. So the more you can read up, the better informed you'll be. Another tip, and I would recommend, by the way, going to the BBC News website, because we have a tips piece for parents. If you look at the education section of the BBC News website, is talked about communications, a comms plan with your family, because it may be that that your child doesn't want the whole family bombarding them tomorrow morning asking how they did. So it's good to get a comms plan in place as well.
That is brilliant advice. It really, really is. So Hazel, we have to watch you on iPlayer at 7:30. Is that correct?
That is absolutely right.
Brilliant. So tune in and send questions in via the means that Hazel has just given, the medium rather, that Hazel has just given us. Hazel, thank you so much for joining us. It's 5 Live Drive and it's 8 minutes to 5.
Now, after 5, we're going to be trying to find out what the authorities are doing to try and tackle the rise in assaults and sexual harassment against women and girls on public transport. We've been talking about it already in the programme. More on that story after 5. We're also going to be hearing about the sentences for more people prosecuted for their parts in the recent riots.
Yes, also before then, as advertised, we're going to be talking disappearing pygmy goats in a moment, and later in the programme. Forward in those long summer holidays when we were children, when we just weren't taken out as much. We're going to talk to a woman who's been putting that to the test by inflicting an old school 1980s style long summer holiday on her children. So think no screens and lots of mucking about in the field. Lots of people are getting in touch, Stefan, about what they used to do. Go on.
Well, we've got this one that says, from Kirsty in Coventry, says, I spent endless summers with my gran, learning the art of jumble sale rummaging, always looking for bits of second-hand makeup, and once found a pan stick and spent the rest of the summer with a strange shade of orange. But to contrast with my teenager who was requesting makeup and skincare, which cost more than the mortgage. How times change. Digging around your grandparents' house for some interesting old artefacts.
I used to do that.
That was a summer.
I used to love doing that. Peter's been in touch. He says my
few seasons, went out on loan, was at Queen of the South, Swindon, Leyton Orient last season. But getting his chance here from Michael Carrick to start in the EFL Cup tonight away at Elland Road. Now, Middlesbrough haven't had a touch of the ball inside their opponent's half yet. As the ball is played back by Aidan Morris into his own half. Daniel Barlaser. Low ball forward towards Bergson, but he's not able to hold on to it, and it's an energetic Joe Rodon who comes charging forward, gives it to Gellard into the penalty area, tries to get it onto his left boot, runs into trouble though, and I think it was Johnny Howson who guided it away from him just as the Leeds United player was hoping to get a shot away. Fast pace to the game now, as down the other end come Middlesbrough. Bergson into the penalty area now. Has a shot right-footed, goalkeeper guarding the near post, and it ricochets out for a corner. End-to-end at Elland Road, 0-0.
Bergson does absolutely brilliantly there. All he does is he's 30 yards out from goal. He just lets the ball run through his legs. Sells Max Rober a huge dummy, gets himself through on the angle with Carl Darlow. Strikes, Carl Darlow goes down into the K position for the goalkeeper at the near post. He's blocked the space, but he's fortunate, it hits the near post. The goalkeeper just gets a little touch on it. It goes out for a corner.
I love that. The goalkeeping terminology, the K position.
Trying to be descriptive, Colin.
I like it. I like it. Because as soon as you say that, everyone knows what you mean. The shape of the legs. Here comes the delivery. The corner from the right-hand side. Free header. Guarded just wide. Josh Coburn flicking it on. It took a touch on someone else on the way through. Coburn, who got 5 goals in the Championship last season. And Middlesbrough with their first proper 2 attempts at goal here. And that one just goes offside. Well, it goes wide, sir.
In those 2 minutes, it shows exactly why Leeds United concede so many goals. Such a simple corner there from Middlesbrough. Coburn makes a great run across the near post. Gets kind of half of a flick on it. It's neither a shot nor a cross, but it just drops wide of the far post. Middlesbrough had bodies in there. They could have gone one up.
Yeah, Leeds who had the second... we'll come back to that in just a moment, because Rodon is coming over the halfway line here on the right-hand side, just held up by Josh Coburn. He'll roll it back to Ethan Ampadu, dropping in between Rodon and Wöber. Wöber, the Austrian, who spent last season on loan at Borussia Mönchengladbach. He played at Euro 2024 in Germany with Austria. Now, this is Patrick Bamford into the penalty area, holding off Johnny Howson. Firpo with an uncertain touch on the far side, and Middlesbrough should have been able to clear it. They'll get a second attempt here. Howson's got to spin away from Joan Pirro, does well, rolls it back to Matt Clark. Borough play their way out of trouble. Eventually it's launched by Lucas Engel long into the Leeds United half and all the way through to Carl Darlow.
Really interesting to watch this Leeds United back 3 in possession. They're doing it again as we speak. As soon as Carl Darlow gets the ball, Ampadu drops into the middle of Rodon and Wöber, and the 2 fullbacks go so high, which causes Middlesbrough a problem. Sam Byram and Junior Firpo over the far side. They're almost playing as wingers when Leeds are in possession.
This is 5 Live from the BBC. Return to the Premier League coming up in the next few days. Our pick of the matches on Saturday will be Arsenal against Wolves for the 3 o'clock games. We'll bring you full commentary of West Ham against Villa on 5:30. You'll be at the Arsenal game, Paul?
I am, sir. Yes, I'm making my Premier League debut on Saturday at one of my favourite places.
Excellent. Rodon here plays the ball across to Max Wöber, and he comes a good 20 yards into Middlesbrough.
Alex Hales, he's 20. But also Afghan government officials, aid workers and foreign diplomats. They flock to the airport and then block runways in the clamour to escape.
I think we are in a hell, and you're waiting for 14, 15 hours without...